Paulie, what about that shiner? Is that like wearing a bullseye out in a fight when you have a shiner? Obviously, it happened in one of his training sessions.
Well, I don't know. I didn't see it in the beginning, but a black eye like that it can swell up and close that left eye, and you're liable to get hit a lot of right hands by closing up. So they are dangerous when they puff up like that because you can't get too much vision out of it.
Round 2, Eddie Fitzgerald, the referee. First round went to Jake Gagliardi. That was a wild one. He backs now Holbrook up into the neutral corner. Fighters to the center of the ring. Holbrook trying to line up that right uppercut that was so devastating early on in the opening round, Paulie.
This Holbrook is in there to fight anyway, and he's throwing everything he's got in there at Gagliardi. So he's dangerous any time, and he's in all different styles. His legs are in all different directions. It makes it very difficult for Gagliardi to get some punches off. But there's some nice landing punches there by Gagliardi. He's got to get more of those in there.
Right now, right in front of our cameraman, Pete McGowan, V.J. Holbrook backed up. This is round 2, a middleweight bout. Jake Gagliardi, 5-0-5 knockouts. Backing Holbrook out into the dangerous blue corner. This is where Holbrook has taken the beating before. Now, Gagliardi really teeing off. He's taking out the 3-wood here, Paulie, and just teeing off. Going to town. Now, Holbrook trying to lull him in and hits him with a solid right hand. A nice combination. Now he's being warmed by Eddie Fitzgerald. And Bugs Bunny's going to show up, Paulie, with those rabbit punches.
Yep, you got to watch this kid, Holbrook. He's very dangerous swinging, and he's in there to fight. And Gagliardi's got to cover up and watch him, let him slow down, and get some good punches off. Got to land some good, solid punches on this Holbrook as a stop and slow him down. He is tired, but he's a possum up there, and he's dangerous because he wants to fight.
Yes. Doctor, all right.
It's like a pit bull in a back room of a gambling hall. 2 pit bulls fighting, a cockfight. Now Gagliardi backing Holbrook right into front of our cameraman, Peter McGowan. Finally, Eddie Fitz separates the fighters. That's something you'd find out in a rail yard in the 1890s out behind Hey, pal, this has been a Donnybrook.
Yep, the Holbrook now is playing, laying back in the corners, crouching up and waiting for Gagliardi to throw punches, and he's catching now, and he's running out of gas. He's in the greatest shape in the world, especially when they come out like that, throwing all those kind of punches. You know they can't continue that in the later rounds.
Now you see Jake Gagliardi wheezing a bit. He backs up Holbrook. Holbrook now looks to be the lamb. You know, he plays like the lamb, Paulie, like he wants no part of Gagliardi. All of a sudden, Gagliardi starts working him over, and he wakes up and says, wait a minute, I'll fight you. All right, now he's trying to tie up Jake in the neutral corner.
Yep, there we go.
And there's a telling blow by Jake, and down goes Holbrook here in the second round. Crowd whooping it up. You can see Vinny Vecchione saying, yeah, way to go.
Just like I said, you know, these guys that come out like that, swinging, they're very dangerous when they're like that, and you got to get some punches in and slow them down. When they run out of gas, it's very easy to take them out of there.
We'll be right back after this. John Horrigan back with Paulie Stivaleta. The second round goes to Jake Gagliardi. This is the third round now. This has been a war. Holbrook was down and out. I mean, he was an astronomer. He was seeing stars at the end of that second round. Right now they're trying to revive him, maybe put some ice cubes down his shorts. I don't know what that's about. Round two. This is round three, actually. The first two rounds went to Jake Gagliardi.
This is round three, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yep, Gagliardi's got to get to work on this guy now and get him out before he gets more wind. He seemed to be exhausted in the latter part of the round we saw. Near the end of that round, he was pretty well exhausted. But Gagliardi's got to push and stay on top and land some good punches.
Paulie, anything can happen. Is now Jake Gagliardi slams him down with a right hand. Oh, mercy, a right cross as stuns Holbrook. He is out for the night. Don't leave the light on here because he ain't coming home. That is it. Oh, he is down and out. A third round knockout for Jake Gagliardi. He goes to 6-0, 6 knockouts. Paulie, Holbrook, though, like you said, he came in there throwing punches, no defense, and now he's on his back.
Usually, like we see all night, these guys that come out of the corner throwing a million punches, hoping to land a lucky one, and they're very dangerous when they're doing that. And it's hard to fight a guy like that. But after they do that barrage, and they seem to just die right out quickly and get hit a shot and they're out of there, you know. And so.
It's like he's lying on the beach, you know. Now he's getting up. He's okay, but we've seen some tremendous punches. And that right hand, it was a combination right-left that Gagliardi sent Holbrook to the carpet. And as he was going down to the tarmac, it was a solid and devastating right hand that finishes him off. Jake Gagliardi, 6-0. Where's Dad? There he is, right over there in the corner. You can see him. He's happy that's over. It's like an expectant father, I guess, huh, Paulie? I mean, when you've seen your kids fight, what's going through Johnny Gags?
Well, it's pretty tough to have your kid up in the ring and work in the corner or being at the fight. You get carried away. You think you're in there yourself because you are part of your soul is in there with your son. So you get all riled up as though you're doing an actual fight yourself, and yet you're on the floor and he's in the ring, you know. So it's Johnny tough to explain.
Yeah, Johnny sat down very quietly next to me. All of a sudden the fight began. Bang! He was out of there. He had to pace the ring. So Gennaro Jake Gagliardi goes to 6-0. Johnny's going to be happy being a promoter with a son who's 6-0.
That's right. He's very proud of that. He spent most of his life in the fight game, and he was a great fighter himself, Johnny Gagliardi, a Golden Glove winner right here in this building, and doing a good job in promoting. Puts on real good fights, and we get to hope that he has a little break and to be able to have him promote a lot more fights. And every time we come to one of Johnny's fights, we see good fights, and that's what counts.
Yeah, and Vinny Vecchione leads his Gladiator off. So we are well into this night. These fights are moving along briskly, knockout after knockout. That's the difference, folks, mainly between the amateur and the pro. And the amateurs, you have more decisions than in the Pentagon, and then here you have more knockouts than in a Playboy magazine.
That's right. We've seen some good fights tonight. Then there's some fights, and you know, when you got real good fighters fighting each other, they always seem to go the route, you know, and you put two evenly matched fighters. And I've seen some things tonight. I think the red corner opponents were much more better fighters than they were in the blue corner. They seem to be more well-trained, come from a better stable of fighters than the blue corner showed all night.
So we're going to be right back with our next bout right after this.